welcome back again. I'm glad having you here with me again on another video on our A+ Axiom series. So in today's video, we'll be doing something very quick and something also very short. In one of our previous video, I took us through how a class teacher can nudge a teacher who hasn't submitted the result, and then how to remind them and how to even escalate the whole situation if it is still not coming. So in this video, I'm going to demonstrate how it is going to be. So this one that you see, this particular screen, is a class teacher. Yes, so this is a class teacher. So this is a class teacher, and then this is going to be the subject teacher who we are going to nudge, okay, to let him or her know that the result hasn't been submitted or it hasn't been complete. So let's start with the class teacher right from here. So we realize we went to academic result here, and then as I said, we have a lot of result too. So we used oversight. You monitor result submission, you catch anomalies, and you enforce data integrity across all your classes. So when we enter result oversight, we have two tabs. That is the result anomalies, where if something isn't tallying up, you just fix it from there. And then the class submission. As a class teacher, you see the class submission, but with the subject teachers, you don't see. So we click on the class submission, you are going to see everything. So this one says Kingsley Nyako has submitted everything, left with one student. So when you click on the view, the missing one, it shows. So I'm sure the student is not in the class. That is why, because it seems 24, 24, 24, 24, 24. But let's take it, assuming, or maybe you have about 5 or 10 students, or maybe 3, which hasn't been done. When you checked, the quickest way to check whether the result has been submitted, everything. Okay, so we are going to use computing in this video. So maybe I checked and I realized there are about 6 students, 10 students who their result hasn't been submitted. So you want to prompt the teacher via the system. So I told you in the other video we'll be using the remind button, this one. So this remind button, so this is going to notify the teacher, okay, telling him that these students, it is going to send the student their names, their result hasn't been submitted, so kindly send them. If maybe for some time the result hasn't been submitted or hasn't still been sent, then you can come back to use this escalate button. What this one does is that it is going to escalate the issue from the class teacher to the head teacher. So it is going to just carbon copy the head teacher. This maybe Mr. Sampson still hasn't sent his result is the reason why the report card hasn't been submitted. So when the head teacher sees, the head teacher might also follow up, okay, sending another reminder to Mr. Sampson that the class teacher sent a reminder to you that the result wasn't submitted, so kindly do well to submit the result so that we can add up to the report card, and then we publish the result for the students and then the parents to see. That is how these two buttons work. So I will use the remind. So it says reminder has been sent successfully. As you can see, reminder has been sent successfully. So let me go back to check at the teacher's end. So first thing first, every time it is good for you to be checking your notification. This bell right here, notification, you see it is breathing that way, it goes in and then out. If I should click on this, okay, it shows, it says action required, submit computing OIC. That is for Asamoah case there. The student's name has been mentioned. So as a teacher, maybe I want to see the full message. I can click on the message and then it opens. Okay, please submit. So the message reads, please submit result for computing OIC, that is grade 6B. The following students are still missing. Asamoah Kezia. So do also. So if they are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it's going to list all of their names. Alright, it's going to list all of their names. If they are more than 10, it is going to tell the teacher that the result hasn't been submitted. So kindly check. That is how it works. Right. So I can just acknowledge that, oh, I'll submit soon. So I can click on this. I'll submit soon. So that is, it says acknowledge. So this is just like networking. Okay, we send, we acknowledge. All right. So acknowledge, the sender has been notified. So I said I acknowledge. Then I have to go back and then check on what, on Kezia, that is 6B. So let me go to my result and let me go check, that is 6B. So 6B, I'll go straight up to 6B to check if that is true. So let me check Kezia. Okay, so that is true. Kezia has nothing, like even midterm score, final exams. So that should inform me as a teacher that, oh, this student, is not part of the class, because I don't even have anything. So I have to confirm from the class teacher again, right? But I will, show you that in another video. Okay, but this is, one thing to do if in case. So if maybe the student has a score, you just put it in there. You just put in the score, and then we go and then we save it, right? So let's go check. Since we've acknowledged the teacher that will submit it soon, let's go check from the teacher's end. The teacher is also having a notification back. Okay, it says that result acknowledged, that is computing OIC. Okay, so let me view all notifications. It says Samson has acknowledged the reminder of computing OIC grade 6 and will submit shortly. Okay, so that is it. So it has been read. I should go and then check back. Okay, it has not been done. So maybe you can be waiting for a while. If it is not in, then maybe you can send this, you can escalate, right? So it goes on and on and on that way, and you realize the issue would be. So when I clicked on the escalate, you realize that it says reminder sent successfully and escalated to the head teacher. So this one, the head teacher is aware that, oh, maybe you've been following up with the result and then it hasn't still been done. So therefore it is not, on the part of the class teacher. So the subject teacher has to key in the result and then submit, so that the report card can be sent. Because without complete result, the report card can be sent though, but will be incomplete, just to avoid parent nagging and then asking, otherwise the result and then this and that. We just have to just do that due diligence. So this is the way to nudge teachers, and the way teachers also respond and then fix the result for submission before the class teacher compiles everything and then signs and submit for approval and then publishing for students to see their result and parents to be able to also access it. So I'll end this video here and I'll catch you up in the next video. Until we meet again, the name is Kwame A+, and I'm out. Watch out, peace, shalom, bye bye.